like. See the metallics, no problem with metallics.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
All right, your boy Trigger Man, back in the lab. And today, what we have here, is the heavyweight undisputed champion, the HYCHIKA. Yeah, that's what we got. Say it with me, HYCHIKA. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, man, so we didn't obviously set it off on YouTube with this thing. So what I want you to do, your responsibility, is to go and tell your favorite YouTube painter that's using these to shoot some glass off the gun, okay? No play stuff, no wet sand and buff, no primer, sealer, clear coat, base coat, or single stage, off the gun, electric sprayer. Do that. And then let me know. And then I'll chime in and I may watch. Until then, ooh, as E40 would say, ooh. But yeah, man, so we're gonna shoot this hood. Hey, little spider. Good thing you're doing that now and not in my paint. But yeah, we're gonna shoot this hood and we're gonna shoot this fender. I got a nice pretty red Lexus. It's a ruby red, has a lot of pearl in it, real nice looking thing. So we're gonna shoot that. Hopefully we still keep batting 1,000 with this bad boy. I love her. But yeah, man, so hopefully, you know, and again, it's just an option for you guys to try. You guys that want to shoot your car 1 or 2 times, or you just want to play around with it, you know, it's nothing to replace an actual air compressor powered pneumatic spray gun at all, okay? But it gets some pretty good results. So that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna go, matter of fact, here, let me do this now. Yeah, we're gonna do this now. We're gonna do this now. You guys know I like to try to keep stuff real with you guys, man, and do less editing so you know what's what. You know what I'm saying? I try, man. I really try for you guys, man. I try. So this is what we're gonna do, okay? Again, I try to do less editing, so the videos, they are a little bit longer, but it's the only way that I feel you can be super duper transparent with this stuff, you know, because it is pretty unbelievable, and I wouldn't believe this stuff if I saw it done any other way. You know, when the camera's cut off and, you know, no telling what somebody's doing, putting on the panel after the camera's off or whatever. I would suspect it, so therefore I try to give you guys just as raw as, you know, footage as I can. Man, I don't know why this paint look a little thick. But yeah, so I'm basically just showing you, pouring it in. This was mixed up 1-to-1. Nothing special with the mixing ratio. A lot of you guys always ask that. But if you watch the whole full video, you would see, I would say that it's nothing. So there we go, okay? And straight to the gun. Nothing special, okay? We're ready to rock. We'll get my extension cord and we're ready to roll.
Okay, now I know that a lot of you guys ordered these things and they were pre-ordered. So a lot of you guys are starting to get your batches from the pre-order. So I figured I'd make one last video just kind of going over some things to look out for when you start spraying this HYCHIKA spray gun, okay? Now for you other guys using those different off brands, I don't know what to tell you, okay? Go and ask the painter that told you to buy those. I'm doing this for my guys that went and purchased this gun because of my recommendation from my videos, okay? But you're more than welcome to watch. First off, you guys that are going to be using this gun, always pull the trigger when you're off the panel. Don't wait until you start spraying to pull the trigger, okay? pull the trigger. Once the spray starts coming out, go ahead and start spraying, and don't come off the trigger. Okay, that's my experience with it, and I feel that's how I get good results with it. When you try to trigger the gun and do these different little off, finger off, and let go, the cycle time, like I said, it takes about 3 to 4 seconds before the pump actually starts spraying the fluid, and you don't want to be caught mid panel with this thing blasting the amount of paint that it does.
So this is after one coat, and basically this is the way you want it to look here. Yes, it does go on. It looks like it's a little peely, and it does. You know, it does seem like it goes down a little peely, but when it flashes off smooth. You know, and again, this isn't replacing a air pneumatic spray gun, so you can't expect much, but this is what you want to see. You know, this is definitely what you want to see. Again, even on the fender, it had went on looking a little textured, a little peely, but it does flash off nice. You know, it definitely puts out a lot of material. Puts out more material than your normal spray guns. I mean, I'm trying to figure like how I can even compare it or what I could say. It would probably put out as much material, say if you were using a primer gun like a 2.0 or 2.5 or something. The biggest tip size you can fit on a regular spray gun, this paint comes out about the same as that, I would say, if not a little more, but this is what you want. So this is one coat. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna put a drop coat crossway on it, the hood and the fender, and then we'll mix up some AmTech clear and put some clear on it.
Hey, now check out this blooper. Check out this blooper. See, I'm grabbing the air hose. Check this out. Yeah, that's how foreign this thing is to me. But when you're putting down your base coat, yes, it's gonna look like it's putting down too much. It's gonna look a little peely. For me, what I notice, use a slower reducer in your base coat. Okay, whatever reducer you normally would use a little bit slower than that. Meaning with your pneumatic air compressor driven spray gun, spray with one reducer temperature slower than you normally would. I'm using slow here, and then so what that does is when you're putting down your base coat, even if it does go down a little heavy, it'll allow it to kind of flow out and smooth out. You know, that base coat right there, the way that looks, that's how it would look even out of a regular spray gun. Now, if that was faster base reducer, when it's coming out and so much material out of this thing, then it's gonna be like, it's gonna be textured, you know, and it's gonna stay that way. At least the slow, it allows it to kind of smooth out a little, like you see right there. That's what we always have our base coat looking like anyway before we clear. So try that, a base reducer that is slightly slower than you normally would use if you were using your pneumatic air driven spray guns. Okay, now on the clear coat, for me, I again see spraying off the panel. My finger doesn't come off, it's just full blast. I keep the fan wide open, all the way open. I haven't touched that. And to be honest with you, the fluid, the way it comes in the box, that fluid dial, I haven't touched that. Okay, I haven't adjusted that, haven't touched it. So not sure if yours came out of the box the same way, but I believe it's full fluid. And I just haven't touched it. Okay, what I do is on the base coat. On the drop coat, I'll trigger it. I'll feather the trigger slightly just to do a drop coat. Other than that, everything is full blast. I just adjust speed and distance. Those are the two things you'll have to be careful with this gun: speed and distance. I keep my distance around 7 inches, 6-7 inches, and the speed a little faster. In my opinion, a faster speed will kind of prevent you from having more issues, because if you're going fast, when you look back at what you did, you have the option to go right over that again. Okay, so again, as you see, the speed, it's pretty fast. Not super fast, but it's none of that slow, 1.2 look at the paint. No, you're moving. Move with it. When you go past it, if it doesn't look like it's wet enough for you, go over it again. Now I'm using a slow activator. A slow activator is going to give you a better chance of the clear flowing out. Okay, especially on the hood. As you see, I'll go over it again. Just kind of any little areas that I saw, I just want to make sure on the hood you can have a little flexibility without it really running. It's just on the panels that are facing upright, like the fender there. Those are the ones you're going to want to watch out for if you're using a slow reducer. I mean a slow activator, sorry. But I do recommend that. I think a fast with this gun and doing your jobs, I don't think it will be that great. So as you see here again, slow, and I'm moving with it. Keep moving. Watch what it's doing. If it's something you don't like, go back over it. You can do 1 or 2 passes, long as you're going faster, without having too much of a worry. And you see, you have to look at it, look what it's doing. Go over it again. Then you kind of have to choose, like, all right, do I want to leave it here and maybe wet sand and buff, or do I want to risk running it, trying to get it perfect? So basically, you'll need a mixture of a little bit of skill, a little bit of common sense, a little bit of patience, and you'll get it. Okay? Watch what the material's doing. Watch what the gun is doing. If you don't like what it's doing, go back over it.
All right. We got it done. This is what we're looking like. See, the metallics. No problem with metallics. No problem at all. All of the metallics are uniform. No problem. This one has a little bit of texture to it, but you know, those of you that are looking for that showroom finish, glass, you know, you have the option to cut and buff. This just gets the material on there for you. But for a lot of you guys that are using the rattle can, this is an excellent alternative, okay? I don't think this will ever replace the actual spray gun with the air compressor, but for you guys that are using rattle cans, like this will definitely be a great alternative for you, in my humble opinion, of course. So yeah, so that's what we got, man, you know, with the HYCHIKA. So again, my final thoughts on the sprayer is it's good if you want to do your car 1 or 2 times, maybe 3, 4, but not to replace the compressor pneumatic ran spray guns like this. It can't, you know. I wouldn't. It probably could, but you know, we're not gonna go that far with it, you know. So, but you guys that are hooked on the rattle can stuff, most definitely. Most definitely. So, It's raining out now and today's Friday, so I don't know. I'm gonna work on the video. If the video is done, it'll be done. But if I come in Monday and I feel the need to pull it out in the sun, I'll do that. But you guys see already what it is, you know? You can see those metallics in there. It's good. Good to go. All right, so at the end of the day, remember, it's only a spray gun. Now go have fun.
Okay, and one last thing I want to say, when you are filling the canister up with paint, try to keep that thing as full as you can. Okay, fill it up as much as you can. Even in between coats, try to top it off, because when you start to tilt the gun, it will suck up air. You know, when that paint is sloshing around in there, you know, you need that corner to be full. That's why I had to go over the hood twice like I did, like right here on that second coat, because the fluid was getting low and it wasn't putting out the same amount of fluid in the same pattern because the fluid was running low. The clear coat was running low. So that's something I just want to make sure you guys know. You know, right here where I had it, that amount of base, that was sufficient. That did fine. But you still just want to keep it up as high as you can. Something that you just want to look out for. Okay, I just want you guys to have the best experience you can with the gun, because it can get you these good results, but it's just a few things you'll need to keep in mind, and you should be good to go. So wish everybody luck that got the gun. I spoke with the company and they told me that a few of you guys did kind of buy in bulk. You bought like 10 guns, so I don't know if people plan to sell them on eBay or something, which, hey, I respect the hustle if that's what you did. But that's why they were kind of selling out even faster, because people were like just buying them in bulk, you know, like they did toilet paper and paper towels. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the show. Please give a like, drop a comment, ask that you share this video with a friend, and after doing so, if you would please tell his girlfriend. Peace.